All right, and welcome back. I am Bahamut, your caster. I'm so excited. We have a best of 3. I think the first best of 3 for NGS, to be honest. Either way, we are going to... I'm really excited here. We're going into Dragonshire in this best of 3 matchup. On the left-hand side, we have Alaska, and on the right, we have Dadforce. So we are playoff brackets currently, so this is going to be an absolute hoot. Making sure I got 2 chats open by accident there. But either way, let's get into this draft. Now, Dragonshire, it's... what I really like about this map is that there's quite a versatility of different heroes you see here. Honestly, one of the big ones that I personally think is a staple of this map is like a Dahaka. I absolutely think that a team with a Dahaka is really powerful because of the fact that you can control those shrines. And we've seen in the past that there are a bunch of people who will go for the double global with the Falstad and the Dahaka, and it's just this complete bottom and top control. Looks like Dadforce is going to go ahead and ban out that Garish. That do not want to deal with that. And hello to everyone in chat. Tofitz and Zadhots. How you guys doing this evening? So first pick wise, I personally think there's a priority on the global on this map, so I think that there's going to be a lean onto the Brightwing. Potentially, I mean, early pick on Brightwing isn't a bad idea at all, if that is the route you want to go into. But I personally think that Dahaka is a big asset for a team to have. So, I can't put my finger on it. That's the big thing. Sorry about that. I was just double checking something really quick. All right, it looks like they're going to go ahead and pick up the Murden on the side of Dadforce here. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I like the Murden. The stun that he offers is extremely powerful. I honestly think since the rework and how he was kind of just really shown off during the HTC this past week, I realistically see him being, you know, a priority pick again. I mean, he was never in a bad spot. It's just people just didn't play him, and I still thought he was fine. But what they changed on him, he's interesting. He's got such an like, a lot of people say the playstyle doesn't change, but like it still feels a little different. Like it's not what, you know, you don't play him the same anymore. He's way more aggressive. You had to kind of play like a little in, a little out, and this is a strong combination from Alaska. Oh my god, a first. Ooh, on Dragonshire too. Okay, so the Tracer Tassadar, the thing that I really like about this is that if they choose to do so, they can make these rotations between bottom and mid really well with these 2 heroes. The vision he provides is absolutely... It's such a strong asset to their team because of the fact that they now know, like, especially if they are holding over a shrine and so, you know, they're invading from all around, or you have a Murden who you're kind of lost sight of and he's going to dive in or something. You have that, you know, that Oracle from Tassadar to go ahead and see that. So I really like that pickup on the side of them. And then just the Tracer paired into that. It's just it's a duo. Like, it's a duo that we see very often, and there's a reason for it. So... how do you counter this? Finally. Well, that's an early Alarak with a Lunara. I would have thought there would have been a priority into some sort of blind here. I was actually thinking I was going to discuss Cassia in this situation. Lunara's very interesting here, mostly because of it provides vision for those rotations that we could potentially see coming out from Alaska. So... I just peeked over Zadhot's in Twitch chat, just circles of death. I mean, absolutely. You just get a Tracer who just not sits, but just runs laps around you, and you can't deal damage, especially with the Murden's. It'd just be a nuisance for Murden mostly. But he can also take the attack speed reduction, so that is something that we need to keep an eye on as Murden is kind of picking his talents here. I believe at level 4 he can take something that lowers the attack speed of an enemy, and it looks like they're hovering the Uther here. Now this might be a player ban, because in the past I don't think I've seen Alaska banning Uther too often, so it might be something that's targeted. I haven't seen, at least with this combination, I haven't really seen too much. Maybe just the Divine Storm potential for some sort of lockdown that would counter the Tracer. That would actually probably be it. The Sun from Uther as well as the Divine Storm could potentially be an issue. I'm wondering, though, why they wouldn't prioritize a Brightwing then. Unless they're trying to go into it after this ban phase. Ooh. I actually really like that. Yeah, I really like that. I think if they went to a Brightwing, that would be just absolutely so annoying to deal with. And if they get in a bad situation, you take Emerald Wind for the disengage, and then you have, you know, disengage from Tracer, you have disengage from Tassadar, and then Brightwing has the Pixie Dust for the kind of the rush out. And then on top of that, you could probably focus a tank at this point. Arthas is a strong option. I personally think he works really well on this on this map. I can't really put my finger on it. Like, I'm just sitting here contemplating like all the different things they could possibly go into that would counteract it, go into it, and it's just, I keep just not landing on something that I'm not too sure about. The Arthas is, in my opinion, really, really strong, but Diablo works here as well. The other factor that you could consider is maybe... I still like the Brightwing, though. Okay, it's Lucio Joanna. Lucia does have the boot for the disengage, which would be pretty strong. Joanna is going to just be able to get the blind onto them, as well as just kind of disrupt with her condemn and just kind of get that pull in. So that would just really helps out Tracer and Tassadar here. Top 15 Alarak NA. Ooh. Zadhot saying some interesting stuff into the Twitch chat here. Last two picks, though, on the side of Dad Force. Well, they're going to need their main healer at this point, and they're also going to be needing... they might need a little bit more of a front line, so something like that Dahaka wouldn't be bad. Something like a Sonya would be pretty strong. I'm just not quite sure what they're going to be going into. Rhaegar and the Thrall. Is this some sort of Bloodlust comp? Bloodlust with Earthquake is probably going to be the option here. But at this point, they're going to... They could potentially hypercarry on the Tracer. That is an option. What would you pick up, though? Solo lane, of course. Yeah. You need the Zagara. And this is something, I mean, like, the Tracer Tassadar, I don't think we've seen out of Alaska before, but the rest of this, I believe, has been played before, and it's been tried and true. I believe Sierras plays Zagara, and it's strong. It is something to be feared. But either way, let's get into this matchup. I'm absolutely excited about this. let's get into this matchup here. On the left-hand side, we are going to have Alaska with Varen on that Lucia. Rexpa will be on the Tracer. Bubble, this is going to be on that Joanna. Hedgie will be on the Tassadar, and Sierras will be on that Zagara. On the right-hand side, we are going to have Dadforce with Mango on the Alarak that is just popping up in chat right now. Ben is going to be on the Murden. Velvet will be on the Rhaegar. They're making this hard. Kurt Dog will be on that Thrall, and we have Big Beard on the Lunara. But it looks like at the start of this, we're going to have Alaska just rotating into the lanes that it looks like they just want to posture up into. They're not really going to be going for these early kind of fight. Lunara going to go ahead and get that vision, as we kind of mentioned in draft. That's one of the nice things that she will have, and that's going to be very, very beneficial. So, and this is the one thing that they also have Joanna for. It's the Shield Glare isn't the longest cooldown on Earth, but it's also a really good way for them to check the bushes here. And it looks like we do have Velvet coming down into this lane. Tassadar currently in this mid, getting heckled a little bit. Hedgie going to have to back off and tap well at this point. They're going to go ahead and rotate back into bottom lane. Now we do have Rexpa putting a little bit of damage out onto them. While Bubble this is bodying some of this damage. That blind hitting quite a few members. Looks like they do get the pull onto Rexpa here, and it looks like they will get the kill onto him, and that is going to be the first kill of the game, going over to Dadforce. Coming back into the mid lane, looks like they're posturing up for another attack onto Hedgie. The Psionic Shift is used right away just to get out of there. Dodges the abilities from Alarak and just get out of there safe. Now Mango going to posture up under this bush once again for another gank here. Just peeking at the bottom really quickly, we do have this being taken over by Velvet and Big Beard, while looks like Hedgie will stay in the mid lane with Ben. Now there is a dive onto Mango here a little bit. Ooh, quite a bit of damage is going to be going out into Bubble this. Will he be able to get out? Yes. Okay. Poison was not enough to confirm the kill. There was the nice healing from Lucio. But at this point, there is the potential for the channel in the mid lane for a Dadforce here. But at the same time, looks like Hedgie will be postured up, delaying Ben there. And then we're going to have Kurt Dog going ahead and just kind of getting chased around, well, chasing Sierras around at this point. They kind of have this back and forth going, realistically just, you know, going up for that, and then as well just laning. We do have bottom being taken over by Alaska at this point, so they're going to go ahead and just hold this over, which is going to be very beneficial for them in the fact that they can now just ease up on that mid lane. They don't need to make sure that they're controlling it over because of the fact that there is that potential sneak from Ben. And now it potentially could be going over the other way, but in the bottom lane, we do have a silence going out from Mango here. Going to be getting a little bit of damage onto a few of the members, but the healing from Varen should be enough. At this point, Big Beard will try and sneak onto the point and go ahead and capture this over. Rexpa going to go ahead and dive onto him a little bit, or at least just try and get a little bit of damage onto him here. Going to get the Pulse Bomb off. The recall was used. Bubble this using Unstoppable. Blind goes out. Looks like he will be able to get out of there without a problem. But at this point, I believe this bottom should be going over to Dadforce. It's going to be going over halfway. In top, just looking at that really quickly, looks like Sierras was about to take it over, but Kurt Dog went ahead and held that point. Now, we do have a pull-in from Bubble this, but this bottom will be held over. Now, in this mid, if Ben can just kind of push Hedgie back enough, they could potentially go for the pickup here, or if they at least get a pick in bottom, that would really, really be beneficial. They could rotate one member up there, definitely push out Hedgie at that point. Now, there will be the potential for the silence, but the Unstoppable was used on Bubble this, so we will be able to get out of there with that Iron Skin. Big Beard trying to get some damage here onto Varen, just staying just out of range, or at least trying to stay out of range. But they're really going back and forth over this point, just peeking into the mid lane. It looks like this is just going to be a back and forth, stacking up Hedgie's quest there a little bit. Looks like Sierras will try and go ahead and get this top over, and now actually Hedgie going into this bottom lane. They're going to start chasing a few of the members back. Blind does go out, does not get the kill, but Ben is a little bit late in this rotation, could potentially take a little bit of damage, and actually the rest of the team will be coming back into this lane. Mango will go ahead and jump onto that point, making sure that they hold this back over, and then it looks like Hedgie will go ahead right back up into that mid lane, making sure that if they do hold this over, they at least they don't get the Dragonite off of this. And Ben taking quite a bit of damage. The Pulse Bomb's going to go off onto him. Rexpa trying to go in for that kill, but it looks like he will be getting picked off. It looks like there will be a silence on to Varen. I don't know if he'll be able to get out of here. The health is falling so low. Does he get out is the big question. He will not. So at this point, we do have, and this is what I was talking about. This is the perfect situation for it. Dad Force here. This is where they can definitely. Ooh, they do get a silence on to Hedgie here. There is the phase shift out, and it looks like he will be getting out of there. But delaying it a little bit, and looks like they won't be able to contest this because in bottom, it looks like Bubble This went in to try and delay it. Will not be happening, and that's going to be the first Dragon Knight of the game going over to Dad Force here. Rexpa going to get pulled in once again from Alarak. Looks like he'll take about majority of his health, but the healing from Varen will be enough to keep him back up alive. The kick is going to go out and take him right back down to half health. Meanwhile, though, we do have Ben currently just sieging into this mid lane. Look, just peeking onto the mini-map here. Looks like Sears is kind of pushing back Kurt Dog, but in bottom lane, really quickly, we definitely have Velvet and Big Beard sieging into this bottom lane and opening this up. And if they can really open this up, this will be pretty big for Dad Force. It's going to be a lot easier for them during the next Dragon Knight phase because they'll have a little bit more of this lane control. Kick goes out, but it looks like it was the Iron Skin was used. Or Blink. I don't know. Either way, Ben will drop out of that. Going to go ahead and get a little bit of damage onto Rexpa here. Big Beard going to be trying to do the same. Hedgie going to be coming in to the back line. Murden's going to jump in. The telekinesis will be used by Alarak. Going to pull Rexpa out of position there. Bubble This going to be taking a little bit of damage from Big Beard, and they're going to be pushed back here. And it looks like that's going to be 10s achieved on the side of Dad Force first here. So with that, what they can do is they can realistically push into these lanes a lot harder. They could potentially go in for a pick onto Sierras here with that advantage, but they're just going to go ahead and play the safe game and just push these lanes out. Telekinesis is going to go out onto Hedgie from Mango there. And I mean, Twitch chat was talking about talking about his like skill and power and his ranking, and he's showing off. I mean, this Alarak is doing quite a bit, and I apologize. I was just talking about it, and it looks like they snuck up there and got the kill onto Sierras. So it looks like they're gonna go ahead and. Ooh, but we do actually have a dive onto Ben here, taking a little bit of damage. 10's also achieved on the side of Alaska, but just really quickly to note here, Zadhots, thank you for the cheer. I just have all the Twitch alerts turned off during games, so at least during castings, because I don't want it to, pop off in the middle of a team fight. But thank you so much for the cheer. Really, really appreciate it there. Thank you so much. But we do actually have a little bit of an engage potentially starting in this bottom lane with the 10s achieved for both of the teams. Looks like we do actually have Sierras in that top lane, just making sure he's getting that creep spread back out. We do have Thrall in that mid, pushing that back out. Now, just quickly noting some of these 10 talents. We actually have Archon from the Tacit Arnitis Network, from the Zagara, Bless Shield from Joanna. I believe that is the extended range. I see. I don't know the names. Quantum Spike. Okay. And is that extended range? Additional. Excuse me. We actually have a little bit of damage going on to Bubble This. We also have Break It Down from the Lucio. Now on the side of Dad Force. Excuse me. Ben taking a little bit here. Condemn going to be used by Bubble This. There is the Bless Shield used. We do have Ben taking quite a bit of damage. Avatar Form going to be used. Pulse Round going to go out. Ancestral is not going to connect in time. We do have Mango diving in here. The Boop is going to be used to push him out of position. Archon Form is used as well. Leaping Strike going to be coming out from Lunar. Break It Down is used as well. Tracer is going to be falling here, but Mango will be falling as well. We currently have Thrall rotating down into this lane. We do have Bubble This taking quite a bit of poison damage from Big Beard. Looks like he'll try and get another pull in with this Condemn, but the Boop will be used to just push him back. But there is the Sunder from the Thrall and the follow-up Frostwolf, which will go ahead and confirm the kill, and they turned that around. But at the same time, we do have Sierras in that top lane who has been soaking and just pushing this back. They also do have this held over, so this will be enough time for them on the side of Alaska to get back. Realistically, what Dad Force can get out of this is potentially just clearing out the lanes and just maybe picking up a camp as their best case situation. Because of the fact that you'll see this exactly. Sierras is just going to rotate the lanes, keep pushing this out, keep getting the experience. By the time he delays long enough, the team will be back and they can kind of recover. So, absolutely phenomenal play from Dad Force, though, and just as well, I mean, from from Alaska, but we do actually have a dive here onto Hedgie. There is the phase shift used as well as the blinks from Rexpa just to dive right out of it. They do not want to take a fight at this point. Now, Thrall is all the way in that top at this point, so this is 4v4 again, so they technically could go for... Nope, they're not going to be going for any sort of fight. Currently, actually have a little bit of a fight in the mid from the Tracer and the Muradin, but it looks like this bottom... Oh. It looks like he will disappear there. I thought there was a fight happening between the Thrall and the Zagara, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and hold this over. We do have Rexpa in probably the bush up by the Dragonite in the mid lane waiting for Muradin there. Just go ahead and peek into that, and it looks like that's exactly it. We're going to have Ben taking quite a bit of damage here from Rexpa. It looks like he will just get chased off, but we do have Mango coming into that backline. There is the telekinesis. It does not connect, but with them having two in mid, it looks like they're going to go ahead and jump onto this bottom. Will Rexpa have enough time to delay, or will he end up getting killed? Looks like they will get the bottom over, and so this will be the Dragonite continuing to be stalled out by Alaska. They could potentially pick... Oh, actually, we're going to have Rexpa making a quick rotation into bottom. Velvet taking quite a bit of damage. There is the dive in from the Alarak. Actually, break it down is used a little early there. It looks like they will disengage right away. Actually, Ben going to be diving in here. Rexpa going to be doing quite a bit of damage. The Ancestor Healing is actually used right away, and I don't think that was needed. I mean, they didn't need to... Ooh, actually, a little bit of a pull here onto Rexpa. There is the chase from Ben. The boop is used for a little bit of a disengage. We do have Rexpa trying to get into that mid lane in time here, trying to pick up that Dragonite, but there's also Kurt Dog in that top, going ahead and just making sure that does not get picked up. Now, we do have a little bit of a dive going onto Rexpa here from Ben. He will back off right away, and there is potential for a Dragonite pickup here, but it looks like, never mind, it will be canceled out by Bubble. This going to go ahead and have Rexpa rotate back into this bottom lane, just completely being a nuisance to Ben this entire time, getting another pulse bomb off, potentially getting a kill. We actually have Joanna falling in the back here from Mango. Looks like he is looking for another kill. Silence goes out, but it does not connect. Rex was going to go ahead and rotate into that mid lane. They're going to go ahead and just have to delay this or stall this out till they get their Joanna back, because they realistically can't do a whole lot here. Rex actually going to get stunned from the Muradin, and that will be Ben and Velvet getting that kill onto him, and that's going to be the second Dragonite of the game picked up by Dad Force here. So they're going to go ahead and just walk into this mid lane and just start dealing quite a bit of damage to this fort. Now, this is the curious thing. They have 16s. Alaska, they can't play into this too well because of the fact that they don't have the talent tier advantage or even the talent tier. So realistically, we'll just see them play behind their gates, soak for 16s, and just kind of have to give unless they can catch one member out of position. But realistically, this is going to be Dad Force clearing up 2 forts, potentially 3 if they can rotate into the top lane quick enough. Actually, Kick going to be coming out from Ben there. They're going to get a little bit of damage there onto the Dragonite, but not too much. They will start to just move on to this bottom lane, open this up for the potential keep push. Ben is about a little low. They do have enough Dragonite here to open this up. Plus, there is also the fact that it's Muradin there. Break It Down is used by Varen there. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and just rotate this Dragonite out and try and do the same thing in this mid lane. Just weaken up this gate. Make it easier for them to push in as well as just get some experience. Dive in is currently going to happen. Tracer's going to be falling first here. And that is going to be just this gate falling because of the fact that I guess now that Tracer's dead, they're going to go ahead and just push onto this. Most of their damage is gone. And we also have that Sierras is showing in top lane, pushing into that fort, trying to get the 16s on the side of Alaska here. We're going to go ahead and get a huge condemn, actually a blessed shield onto quite a few of the members, but there is no follow-up Tracer damage. We do have Sierras down here as well, but they just don't have that little extra that they need, so they're going to go ahead and be able to walk out of that just fine. Meanwhile, though, we do see that the top lane was pushed in quite a bit from Sierras. Going to go ahead and have this siege camp picked up on the side of Dad Force, and that's going to be able to push in that bottom lane that was already weakened for them, so that's a really, really strong move for them. Look to see them realistically... Ooh, they're going to play aggressive here. I was going to say they could either play the map game or they can play, you know, the fight game, because they're like, we're up 2 levels and we kind of have an advantage here. But this is a little risky because this is where we can see games often flip too. So we have to kind of see this in in both fights. It's even talent here. They're fighting under the keep, pulling from Joanna there. Blind is out onto quite a few of the members. They are starting to move into the majority of Dad Force here. Pulse Round's going to go out onto Kurt Dog. We'll get the Sunder off, and Sexual Healing will connect. There is Tracer going to be using Recall. Baron taking quite a bit of damage. There is the dive in from Alaric, going to get the kill onto Lucio here. They are going to start to turn this around. They're going to go ahead and chase down and get Zagara killed here, and it looks like they get the Frost Wolf on to Bubble this. He will not be able to get out of there, and that will be him getting killed as well, and this is probably going to be a free keep, I would assume. Oh, they actually get the pull, and that is going to be Tracer falling as well. Okay. They do dive in. Ben actually going in for another kill onto Hedgie here, potentially, and they will get that kill as well. They're going to go ahead, and actually Rhaegar is going to be falling to the keep. Ben falling really low here, and it looks like he will be getting out, as well as Big Beard. Falling a little bit low there, but definitely getting the keep, and that's a huge, huge, huge play for Dad Force here. Because of the fact that they have that keep, they now have such a high advantage in this map, as well as the fact that they have catapults pushing that lane, and that is going to be something that Alaska is going to need to deal with consistently throughout this game, and this is going to be just an absolute... This is going to be something that they're going to have to respond to quite often, and the one thing that we're going to have to see... I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a lot of this from... Sierras is going to have to make that rotation into that lane. You can already see that there's a Nidus down here postured up for that. Now we do have a little bit of a dive here, potentially onto Kurt Dog. Looks like it won't be happening. Mango going to be rotating into this lane as well. And actually, we potentially have a huge team fight being set up at this point. The majority, actually the entire teams are here. Ben taking quite a bit of damage. Rexpa going to be getting taking him down to half health. We do have a dive over to the wall at this point. We do actually have Kurt Dog currently just by himself. Now, this is the mid position currently available for a Dragonite pick. That is 20s on the side of Dad Force. That is also Blink on Thrall. He gets right out of there, gets the juke, and they go ahead and they're going to start rotating down here. There is the reaction blink out from Rexpa there as he sees Mango. And looks like they're going to chase down with this. They have the 20 advantage. I think they're going to try and go for another keep. Mango trying to get another pull in here. We do have Ben diving onto Rexpa here. Quite a bit of damage is going to be going out. Recall is used right away. There is the blinks right away as well. Break It Down is used from Lucio here. Do have the Blessed Shield going out. Storm Shields are used from the Rhaegar. They currently are taking this fight, and it looks like they get Tracer here first, and that is the majority of the damage falling. Archon Form used by Hedgie here, and they're starting to chase this back, actually. This 20 fight is starting to go a little bit south for a few of the main members. They do get some chain healing out here. Now, they don't have... Oh, the telekinesis actually just kind of displaces him. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and just have to clear out this bottom lane while it looks like Dad Force will go ahead and capture top. Actually, they could potentially... No, okay, they don't have time for it. They're going to go ahead. I was thinking that they would go straight for the Dragonite, but looks like Alaska will go ahead and claim over this bottom Shire point. They do currently have... Ooh, they're actually going for another chase here. I need to pull up the talents at least, though. And it looks like we do have Sierras currently in that top lane, so they don't have the ability to channel over this Dragonite just yet. So this is 18s to 20. It looks like this is basically... the way that Dad Force has been playing, if they can just get one fight off of this right here, they could potentially just take this game, because the way that they're playing, they have the ability. Now, we do have Bubble this going in right here very aggressively. There is Lunara going in for the Leaping Strikes. The Blessed Shield goes out, as well as the Storm Shield, but it looks like Ben's getting kind of cornered here, and they're putting so much damage on him. Alaric diving in. Break It Down is used by Lucio, but Bubble this is falling so extremely low. Tracer's going to be falling, as well as Varen. Lucio will be falling. There is the kill on to Bubble this. And it looks like Hedgie will be getting chased down here, running under the keep. There will be the Leaping Strikes from Lunara, and they do get the kill onto him. And it looks like that is going to be... GG's already called, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to Dad Force. GG, well played. Whew. Whew. Call your friends. What did we just see? We saw like the strongest team in the league just get beat by. And no offense, but they've had some things happen lately for them. So I mean, it's a bit of a shakeup for them, but Dead Force is going to take game number 1. I'm looking at Twitch chat and it's just all capitals. It's all capitals. Wow. Who would have thought? Wow, that was an... I am... I'm honestly like, I'm speechless. Like please refrain. Just... Oh, okay. Let me figure out where we're going next. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Whew. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll just show some of the talents really quickly. I just gotta get some water in me. What a game number one. Whew. Ugh. Oh, you're good. It's okay. I mean, it's the way that you're reacting. It's absolutely fine. It is. I am not surprised. I'm a dirty Abathur player. Oopsie. Usually I put in my little middle bit there, but I was playing Abathur earlier and I won. That was a good Abathur game too. But we are going to be going into. All right. Let's get going here. Get this set up for these teams. Yes. Where is... There you are. Okay. Should be just Twitch chat. Dang, guys. You guys tell your friends. Tell your friends. I mean, there you go. These are the games that you guys want to definitely get into here. Who would have thought? Who D-Rec? Who D-Rec would have called it? All right, but either way, let's get into some Cursed Hollow. I really like this map. I don't know why I went into studio mode to do this. But I just have to update that. There we go. All right. So let's get into this nice mug. Oh, thank you. It's from a yes, and also this is a best of 3. It's from an old brewery back in Michigan, and it's so faded. Like I was playing D&D with my buddy over the weekend, and like the logo, you can't even see it. It's supposed to be like a mandala flower or whatever, the Black Lotus. It's Black Lotus Brewery, but they kind of did it symmetric. I don't know how they did it. Either way, what an absolutely insane game. Just that first game was absolutely nuts. So here's the question. Do we see an Alarak ban from Alaska? That's the question. Sad bits OP. Oh, you guys kill me. Thank you also for everyone who's swung by into the Twitch chat. This is a Nexus Gaming Series matchup between Alaska and Dadforce, and this is the playoffs. I mean, this is all the marbles, and we're gonna go ahead and have Dadforce actually banning out the Garrosh once again. So we saw that last time. I mean, it's not a bad ban. I mean, he's really, really good. And actually, they're gonna go ahead and just ban out the ETC on the side of Alaska. They really, I guess they don't really care too much for the who knows? Sorry, I was just adjusting some chat thing really quick, making sure that it's all working. Okay. Yeah, I need to pop this over somewhere else. Sorry. I promise I'm not. Okay. And then this will go over here. Back to where you were. Okay, so first pick again. Do they basically just... Do they just pick that Alarak like out of the gate again? Like it was really strong and it's not it hasn't been banned out. That's the thing that I'm not too sure about. No, they just go for Murden once again. I mean, it was strong in that last game. The stuns that we got out of it.
I will fight to my last breath.
Wolf Boys right out the gate, just like woof woof, like coming out. And okay, pretty really good for that shrine fight. But Murden, oh, thank you so much for the follow, Dynasty 609. Also, just once again, huge shout out to the 500 bits from Zadhots. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It went off during game because alerts. I just have alerts off during, at least during my castings. Like for all my scenes, just for casting, I have it. I turn it off just so at least we don't have, you know, follows popping up in the middle of a stream. Either way, though, thank you so much for the follow and the bits. What are we gonna get in these two picks, though? Lots of dads supporting dads. I realistically think that they could go with the Alarak once again. He's strong in the fight, and then you could just pick up something like a... Ooh. Okay. So they go into Uther Alarak. Better first pick Alarak. Ooh. Also incoming... I don't know about that. You really think a Cho'Gall incoming? This ban could be Telltale, or they could just do a trash ban and just completely try and throw us off. I really wonder. So the one thing that... Alright, so at this point, what we've seen out of Dad Force is a dive comp. And at this point, it looks like they're kind of just putting together the exact same dive comp. And I'm wondering if it's going to be countered. Zadhots, I believe. Lucio being banned out here. The Lunar makes more sense. I was like, I was looking at it, I was like, they have an Uther. Why is Lucio being hovered? Lunara. Okay. Not a bad idea at all. The Lunara in that last game was really strong. Those leaping strikes and that poison was just so hard to deal with. Slam pick. But either way, oh, ban wise, I'm curious. What are we gonna get ban wise? I would think they would focus tanks down, but they could also focus the solo laner. The Zagara was really impactful in that last game, and just to get rid of it would be pretty beneficial. Tofut saying Alarak is great versus Grey and Rhaegar. Okay. I mean, if they do dive in, he does get the silence. Oh, thank you so much for the... Hulk Boot, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Abathur being banned out here, not a bad ban at all. Phenomenal. As we saw before we got into this game, I was playing Abathur myself. Phenomenal hero on a map like this where you can get so much value just split pushing and just... Ooh. Ooh. Actually, that's really interesting. That's going to shut me up on Abathur. Tyrael Falstead, that's a lot of boss control. 16 Sanctification. Match is not unbelievable. Oh, you were joking about Cho'Gall? I mean, here's the thing though, realistically, you can pick up a Cho'Gall on this map. Like, let's be 100% honest. It's an option because of the fact that he works on maps where you have to fight over him, or like you have to fight over a point. So if he has no mana, as long as you have something that can heal him, like Ariel, like Rhaegar, if you have something to deal that extra little bit of damage that he needs, or that dive, Greymane, like Cho'Gall works absolutely here. But against the Alarak, I don't know about that. You basically have one player who just kind of takes their hands off the keyboard every so often. Beard respect ban. Beard was, yeah, he got the respect ban onto that Lunara. Last two picks though here. Oh. Realistically, not too crazy variation. A Lunara for a Vala and a Rhaegar, or an Uther for a Rhaegar, or Rhaegar for an Uther. Either way, I mean, it's a solid draft, and if it works, I mean, hey, if you know it works and you know it's strong, why not? I'm assuming the D shield means that they're going to be going to more dive at this point. So the question is, do they try and counteract that dive with something specific? We currently have Falstead, who can solo Tyrael, who will probably be with the Rhaegar. I don't think he'll be solo. Just Lost Vikings. Just take Lost Vikings. I mean, realistically, you could here. But I personally think this... Ooh. One of my favorite heroes. He's just fun to... I just like... Most entertaining to play. I don't know. I have a blast with like global heroes. That's why like Abathur is really fun, because it's a lot of macro play. Same with Dahaka, is a lot of macro play. And so like players like that are just like, as long, you know, you're manipulating the map, you're watching the map, you know, it also helps me with my own, you know, map awareness. It's a good training thing. But either way, let's get into this game. I am absolutely ecstatic. Alright, so let's get this match underway. On the left-hand side, we are going to have Alaska with Seirus on the Dahaka. We have Rexpa on that Greymane. Hedgie will be on the Falstead. Bubble This is going to be on that Tyrael, and Varen will be on the Rhaegar. On the right-hand side, we are going to have Dad Force up 1 point in this best of 3. We have Velvet on the Uther, Kurt Dog will be on that Thrall, Ben will be on the Muradin, Mango will be on the Alarak, and Big Beard will be on the Vala.
What are you waiting for?
Once again, the same thing from Alaska as we saw last time here was just the same thing. They're just going to go straight into their lanes. It looks like they're not going to be going into any sort of mid lane matchup. And at this point, we actually have a 5-man rotation coming out from Dad Force here. Rexpa potentially gonna get... He does get scouted. Does dive onto Ben. Do have the dive as well from a few of the other members here. Frostwolf will go out, but it will not connect, and they're just going to go ahead and back off here and go straight back into that mid lane. And I believe this is where we're just going to see people laning up here. And they're actually losing a little bit of experience down here in this bottom lane. Just letting Seirus push into this. I mean, just kind of showing up a little bit. The experience difference. But we do have a little bit of a fight here in top lane. It's a little bit more interesting. We're going to have this 3-man in top, actually. And in bottom, we're going to be having Mango going up against Seirus here. So it's going to be Alarak versus Dahaka. This is going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Either way, I don't believe it's going to be an easy one for Mango. Just getting that much health down that quickly is going to be a little difficult. Just try and keep an eye on the health bar. But Ben here in this top lane taking quite a bit of damage here. I don't know if Uther's able to get enough healing out. Rexpa going to go in for that dive. Not going to be confirming the kill. Tyrael falling a little bit low himself and just going to get a little bit of that chain healing and probably going to be tapping well. Peeking into this mid lane, we're going to go be having Hedgie going up against Kurt Dog, and it looks like he'll be going for the Seasoned Marksman on the side of Hedgie, and Thrall's actually going to be going into Rolling Thunder. Typically we see a little bit of a variation there because I think it's the crash lightning we often see, or the minion stacking I think is a different name. But either way, at least in the solo lane, I think that's typically what we see. But that's just commenting on talents at this point. It is the 2-minute mark, so we do see Alaska going ahead and having Rexpa and Baron burning down this camp. On the side of Dadforce, they're going to be holding that out. Kurt Dog might be rotating at this point as well just to do his, or at least trying to help out Mango here, maybe getting the potential pick onto Sierras before this first curse, which is in about 20 seconds. He will... Ooh, he's going to get pulled out here. There is the root from Thrall. He does have some essence. He is going to get a pull on to Kurt Dog, but there is the minion wave to do quite a bit of damage, or to soak up those shots. And this is actually a perfect situation for Mango and Kurt Dog here. They definitely can posture up right away. Looks like he will be into this bush, able to scout this out. Hedgie going to kind of walk right into him. Varen going to be walking through here as well, going to be diving out. Kurt Dog taking quite a bit of damage, but there will be the healing out from Velvet. And we do have Rexpa, who's currently channeling this. Going to get interrupted at the last second, I do believe, by Mango. We do have both teams currently postured up, and it is a full, just the entire team's actually, we have Sears currently at core. He's going to burrow into the backline, going to get a pull on to Kurt Dog. Will get hit by a multi-shot from Big Beard. Is going to bend diving out. Will dive under the ground. Sears is going to have to back off, get a little bit of healing. We do have Rexpa doing quite a bit of damage onto Big Ben, but he will be interrupted by Mango. And at this point, I believe this is going to be the first curse point going over to Alaska. Looks like they're going to be having a few members go back and just soak up their lanes. Now, at the same time, the one thing I want to note here is that this was best situation for that Thrall and the Alarak in that bottom lane, but this was best situation for that camp they picked up at that 2-minute mark. This is often something you should take into your own games. Like, even when I play Curse myself with my friends, I'm like, hey, it's 2 minutes, go get the bruisers. Doesn't matter, just you gotta have someone go get the bruisers, because if you do have the bottom lane Curse, you do have the potential for the pickup. And you saw right here, I mean, this is quite a bit of sieging that can take place, and if it's stalled out for quite some time, you'll get a bunch of value from those giants. So, not to just sit there and just pat them on the back, but it's something just to note. Like, it's a standard you'll even see, you know, in other amateur leagues, or even, you know, different divisions of play. Like, you'll typically see that it's standard of play at this point. So Rex, we're going to go ahead and pick up this vision. We do actually have a little bit of a late rotation from Dadforce. It looks like they're going to try and stall this out, potentially. No. Okay. I thought Alarak was going to be coming up from bottom lane, but Mango will just go ahead and stay down there. And they're going to go ahead and give that up. Now, we do have Sears going into that top lane at this point. Going to go ahead and start pushing back this lane. And they're going to go ahead and just do the same thing on the side of Dadforce. Make sure they split their assets correctly here. Actually, not too sure where they're going to be going. Actually, Boss is currently... Ooh, we do have a scout out onto Kurt Dog. Was this a potential bait? They do get some damage out, but we do have Tyrael falling extremely low. He will be falling here. Falstad will be falling as well. Bosch was never unleashed, and it looks like they are going to be picking this up, and that's going to be a free boss for Dadforce here at 5 minutes into the game. So they snuck this. This was sneaky, and they got it. So that's going to be a pretty good pickup for them here, especially with Tribute being across the map. They really can't do too much with this. Are they going to push with it? This is interesting. I would have thought that they would have just left Boss and gone for Curse and just denied the potential Curse, but they currently have Sears on that top point. Just gonna note that. I'm not sure which one I really want to leave, but we do have a little bit of a potential fight. There is the tongue that goes out. Mango going to try and get some damage out here, but it looks like they should be able to delay this for quite some time between Mango and Kurt Dog. Just peeking to the bottom really quickly, that Boss is going to be doing quite some damage as it goes down the lane. Mango going to be taking quite a bit of damage himself, and he will be falling, and it looks like there's the retreat called for Kurt Dog. Going to try and get one more poke here, but we do have Hedgie currently chasing him down. We'll go into the bush, and actually we'll try and stall this out just a little bit longer. And either way, this is going to be a curse for Alaska with 2 members of the opposing team dead. Now, they are pushed up onto this keep, and they did get quite a bit of value, but here's the thing. They have to retreat quite some distance, so if they can get some sort of value off of this this chase. We do actually have Falstead flying into the bottom. Sears did go through the bush already. They do grab onto one of the members with the tongue. The cleanse does go out. Big Beard will be falling first here in this situation. There is the jump out from Big Ben, which will get the stun. The cleanse is used onto Hedgie here. Looks like we have a tongue onto Velvet as well. That is going to be the stun onto him. That'll be Murden falling here, but Velvet will be getting behind the gate. Now in the top lane, we currently have Bubble This, who pushed in this fort. Just making sure that he's getting this lane experience. We also have Thrall deep pushing mid. Now this is also 10s on the side of Alaska, so they have quite a big arsenal. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, like, they have quite the arsenal, but then I was like, oh, wait, nope, Dad Force has it too. So it is pretty much even at this point. Rex, we're going to go ahead and try and steal this away. Kurt Dog, I don't think, is going to scout it out or rotate in time. But that's going to be a 10s achieved for both teams here. We have Sanctification, as we talked about in Draft. We have the adaptation from the... from Sierra's here. Kurt Dog taking quite a bit of damage. Sierra, there will be Hedgie taking quite a bit himself. Sanctification is used by Bubble this. It looks like they're going to throw Androne's Might out, but I don't know if they have an out of this. There is the Gust, but the dive in from Mango will confirm the kill onto Rex, but their healing does go out from Varen, and they will be able to just get away with only one death. We do have bottom currently pushed in quite a bit, and it looks like this map is a little bit more in favor of Alaska at this point. That was the first curse, and they did get quite a bit of value pushing there. Looks like they scouted out this boss, and they're going to go ahead and try for it at this point. I love just everyone calling out the stats, guys, at this point. But either way, it looks like this boss will be picked up by Dad Force. I don't think Alaska can rotate in time, and they don't have really any sort of boss control at this point. Aldrune's Might's going to go in. They jump onto the point right away. There is a ton of damage going out onto Bubble this. It looks like there is the Sanctification used. I don't... Oh, the Ancestral Healing does go out. They start to turn onto a few of these members, and they actually get the kill onto 2 of the members here, 3 of the members. The boss was still picked up, but that was just an interesting... Like, I think did Sanctification go off? I swear I saw it, but it's no, it couldn't have. Just what an interesting just fight there. Oh, maybe I saw D shield go off. I saw Invulnerable. I was like, what is okay, it's D shield from the Uther. Completely threw me off guard there. But either way, what what an insane dive, and that actually, funny enough, will still put Alaska a little bit ahead here. The other thing that we have to consider is now the majority of all the members are up for both teams, and 13s are going to be even for both, so we should have Curse Phase starting once again here. This is going to be the third one, so it should be random across the map. There's no more mid, it can basically be anywhere, but I believe last point, which was top left. So realistically, this is going to be just the start of... the second half of our game here. 13s are going to be achieved for both teams. It's going to be even talent tiers, just about even level, so it's not going to be anything too insane. And this is exactly it. We do have the curse point popping up on the top right of the map, which is going to be pretty favorable still for Alaska. But at this point, do they get Hedgie? Okay, so Hedgie does get out. I was going to say, it would be pretty beneficial for Alaska so long as they don't lose a member here. Hedgie will be able to get out of there, but at the same time, we do have Sierra's already postured up into this bush, so he will have a little bit of early vision into this fight. Mango going to be going ahead and rotating in as well. Looks like they're going to be trying for a potential flank. There's the tongue that's going to go out. Will not connect onto any of the members here. There is quite a bit of damage going into that backline from Sierra's. There will be the adaptation used, and Big Ben taking quite a bit of damage will be using that avatar form. The Gust will separate a few of the members into this little corridor here, and they're starting to push quite a few of them back. They actually get the Rain of Vengeance onto them as well, and with that pickup onto the curse, they're going to go ahead and just make this disengage, and just that's it. That's our little halftime fight. I honestly wouldn't be too surprised to see a lot of these. Never mind. I was going to say I wouldn't be too surprised to see these teams play safe, and yeah, they're going to just avoid fighting basically outside of objective, because you don't want to be caught outside of objective without one of your members, especially at this point with how we're going to be getting some of these risky boss calls. And we do have Sierra's currently in that top lane. Do not know if he has the ability. He does have Brush Stock. He is going to be coming into that back line. We do have the stun out onto him as well. The D shield does go out onto the Thrall. We actually have Ancestral Healing connecting onto Sierra's. There will be the kill onto Thrall here, but Rexpa is a little deep. There is no Ancestral Healing for him, and that will be the kill. Now they also do have the connection. They do collect the boss. Ben dove in to try and get that kill, or at least, stop it, but it's not going to be working out. They do have the Eldrune's Might in here, and Velvet's going to be taking quite a bit of damage here, but Big Beard looks like he's going to be the one falling. This is the best situation for Alaska. The Sanctification going down, going to get that kill onto Velvet here. Mango going to be getting that is quite a bit of damage going out, and this is going to be the second curse point picked up by Alaska, and this is also going to be a boss just hitting this keep lane with a few of their members dead still. So Alaska just turning this around on a dime. They lose Rexpa early in that fight, but they chase down so many of the key members of Dad Force here, so Alaska getting quite a bit of value off of that little boss steal. right. Sorry. I have to get water after all of that. That was just, it's just nonstop back and forth between these two teams, and it's absolutely insane. Looks like they will go ahead and steal away this camp, and this is interesting that Dad Force is playing this aggressive still, and we actually have them diving in currently, and it's 16s to 14s, and if Alaska decides to turn on them, they potentially could take this fight. Looks like they're not going to. They're going to be backing off here at this point and just waiting till the next objective. Going to push out the lanes, make sure that they have overall map control and not give up their basically 2-level lead. As long as they keep these lanes pushed up, if they get the next curse point, this could potentially be game ending for them. Dad Force needing to, at this point, realistically work really fast to get their 16s, as well as they need to at least delay this curse point right here. But as I say that, it is in the most perfect position for it spawns right next to them, and so they're already positioned up here. They already have vision for if the enemy team is going to be coming in. It looks like they're going to go ahead, and they will not even be going for this. They're going to go ahead and just pick up their siege, their hard camp here, have that push into the mid lane, at least just give them a little bit more of an advantage. And it looks like that is going to be curse on to Dad Force once again here. They're going to go ahead and rotate up to this boss on the side of Alaska. Looks like it's not going to be... I think they were scouting out to see if maybe they were going boss instead of doing the curse. There's the Eldruins right at the gate, so Ben can't get through. Looks like he already used his Warp Toss as well. There is the Frostwolf that did go out as also from Kurtdog here. We do have the majority of Alaska in this mid lane just trying to push in. Bottom lane's getting pushed in by the minions. Vala going to have to get, leave that fight and go ahead and just come into this. Kurtdog taking quite a bit of damage. There's a pull in from Alarak, but it does not connect. They do get quite a bit damage, and they actually get the tongue onto Kurtdog here, but there is a gust to separate a few of the members away. We do have Ben taking quite a bit of damage. The Sundering does go out and pull a few members of Alaska away, but they do get the kill on to Murden here, and they start to really chase this down. Varen a little bit low. The cleanse does go out. Kurtdog Mango into that backline trying to get the damage onto Varen, but unfortunately he's just separated from his team, so it looks like he will be getting chased down. That is also going to be the mid keep falling here. Bottom keep fell as well. Tyrael will be dying, and I believe that is also going to be top keep. So that, as I was saying, could be game ending. Now, it's not game ending, but they just took 3 keeps and 1 curse. All lanes are pushed in, and that means you're going to have 3 lanes of catapults currently pushing down those lanes. 20s aren't yet achieved, and this potentially could be a little bit of a risky... No, they can burn this down in time. I was like, this could be a risky call for Alaska, because we saw a risky call for Dad Force. Kurtdog going to go ahead and scout this out. There will be the tongue onto him. They're going to go ahead and turn onto him and start to do a little bit of damage. Not going to be able to get the healing or the kill onto him. Healing will go out onto Rexpa, and with this little bit of delay, do they potentially take this over? Gust is available on the side of Hedgie, so they do get the Gust onto the team. Dahaka actually going to be falling here. Ben going to be jumping back in. This could potentially be a boss pickup on the side of, and it is. They're going to go ahead and steal this boss away, and that is going to be a nice big breath for Dad Force here. They steal away this boss. This will push them closer to 20s. This gives them that window. Now, Alaska, they can just, they can't actually do much. I was going to say they can lane and work towards 20s, but realistically they can't because this lane's already there. Their lanes are so far pushed up that if they were to go for any sort of laning, that would just basically, put them out of position, and then Mango, as we saw, is very, very good at just kind of catching those people. So realistically, they have to wait for the experience to come to them, or at least, pick up some of these camps that will give them a little bit of experience themselves. And it just delays this on top of that. Now, we do actually have this boss starting to work down this top lane. A few of the members of Dad Force look like they're traversing the map currently just to come into this fight. And do they go on to, the big question is, do they go into the keep? They do have Mango here. They're posturing for game ending here. I realistically think that they want to try and end here before they can get to 20 and really turn this fight around. But Velvet taking quite a bit of damage. Ben going to jump in. There is a bunch of silence going out. There is a huge amount of damage going out. A few of the members of the stun does go out. Velvet going to be falling a little bit low. He will be the first to fall. There is the adaptation to use. Oh, there is the tongue onto the Kurtdog here as well. They get the kill onto him as well as Ben, and they have not lost a member yet. That is currently Rexpa chasing down Mango. Ooh, he actually tries GGs are called out right away. And this looks like we have a series on our hands, folks. The GGs are thrown out, and first game, Dad Force bodies Alaska. Game 2, Alaska bodies Dad Force. I'm very, very excited. Game number 3. Whoo-wee. I cannot wait till we get into this one. Either way, game number 2 is going to be going over to Alaska. GG, well played. Whew. Game number 3. I can't, like, the back and forth between these two teams all night has been insane. It's fun to, it just Twitch chat right now. Not even worried. Gust with no one up. Oh. Oh. But the all right, we'll go ahead and just show these talents really quick while I go ahead and get a little bit of water myself. I already have the next map, so we can go ahead and set that up in a minute here, though. Whew. All right, let's go ahead and take that away, and let's get set up for game number 3. Go ahead and just let them know that where are we going? Game number 3. It is there? Yes. Okay. I feel like there have been 12 boss fights. I agree. Like, I felt like there were 12 boss fights. Invite to game. Invite to game. Right? There we go. So once again, I'm your caster this evening. My name is Bahamut. If you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and hit that follow button. It absolutely, it makes my day. If you hit that follow button, I get to see that little animation, and it is just, it's a joy for me. As well as just casting these games. These have been absolutely insane. But I'm so glad we have a series on our hands. Like, this is an absolutely amazing, excuse me, an absolutely amazing series that we have going back and forth here. I'm just trying to, like, chug water in between games, because, like, I'm not even drinking water during the matchups. Like, I can't even get to the glass. And what a phenomenal start to this playoffs. I believe this is the first playoff matchup for Div B, and if I can get my hands on it, you know I'm going to be trying to snag up all those Div B games. So this is absolutely just so much fun for me. Thank you so much to everyone who the teams, the people, NGS, everybody. This, playoffs are always, this is just so exciting to be a part of. So let me go ahead and just get the teams, ask them if they are ready. Nope. All right. We'll have an interview potentially of the winner, and I let them know that we have an interview with the winner, and we will get going into game 3 in a few moments here. I'm assuming people might be running and getting water and going to the bathroom. I'm just too excited, so I might be rushing these teams a little bit here. They might be sitting there just like, all right, we got to, all right. All right, let's get going into game number 3 on Battlefield of Eternity. Let's go ahead and just update the score so everyone knows. It is 1-1 in this matchup, and right away, ban. I am sorry, Mango, you do not get your Alarak. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. We will not see a game number 3 Alarak. Now, here's the question. Do we get a game number 3 Garrosh first ban from Dad Force? That's the question. Because the first 2 games, Alaska has, they've done the ETC. This game, they finally go, all right, no more Alarak. We're done. Bahamut, hi. Tofitz, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. D-Rec, thank you so much. Shout out to D-Rec. But Death Force for OP, dang. Dang. But thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the Velvet laying them down. Big deal. Either way, let's get this last ban here. I wouldn't be too... Ooh. No, they go Garrosh once again. I was going to say that I was going to talk about like Vala bans here, but I would not be too surprised to see Snap pick Vala. I think she's insanely powerful on this map. Mango Rabbit Papa. This is where legends are made. This is exciting. This is a pretty big matchup. First pick ETC from Alaska. The thing they've been banning out actually this entire game. So they go ahead and they first pick the thing they banned out all game. Now, this is the first time we're actually going to be seeing first and second pick from Dead Force. I'm curious because like I'm just like, what do you go into here? Like the Vala's available and she's typically considered one of the high burst into the later half of the game. Now Greymane is very, very strong on this map as well. What are we going to be getting here though? I really think that they're going to go for some sort of... I think they would prioritize their healer and their main immortal burn. They could actually go into a Malthael too. So there's the Rhaegar. So there's the prioritization on the... No. Oh, okay. They go into Murden Rhaegar. Not a bad idea at all. Their draft is pretty open. They can go in any direction at this point. They can respond to almost anything that Alaska kind of throws at them with this setup. But the only thing is it does limit them because the fact that Alaska can prioritize some of these, and I keep saying it, but it's in my eyes on this map, like in Heroes, like you have to draft for the objective. Like, yes, you have to consider team fight, composition, healing, all those things, and who's picking up merc camps, who's going to solo, who's going to be in the 4-man. But either way, like you got to consider too, like what's my immortal burn. And I think you want to prioritize this before the ban phase here. I realistically don't think they'd be giving too much over if they took a Vala or a Greymane on the side of Dad Force instead of the Rhaegar Murden. I think there's other tanks and healers that work just as well. And this is a strong start from Alaska. Stukov for zoning, Greymane for immortal burn. He's considered to be, scale-wise throughout the game. He scales very well with the Immortal for damage as well as just overall burn. Vala does get a lot into the later half of the game, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see there be a focus on a ban for that, or they could potentially ban out the Lunara. We did see that Big Beard was pretty strong on it, so if they do ban that out, look to see Vala maybe on the side of Dad Force here. Fresh meat. Fresh meat. Oh, no. What is... Are we... I'm... No. No. Don't have faith. Don't have faith. Don't have faith. Either way... ban onto Uther here, which... is actually interesting to me because I don't think, honestly, Alaska's going to be prioritizing a second healer in this situation. I see the reasoning for it. The D shield onto the Greymane or onto ETC is devastating with like a Divine Shield Mosh, Divine Shield go for the throat Greymane. So yes, that is an option, but I don't think their draft would lead me to believe that they would go hyper carry Greymane. Tassadar being hovered here, not a bad idea. That they could go like Tass Tracer, Tass Vala, Tass Lunara. I mean, any sort of those combinations, and he's just strong overall. His poke's really, really good. His Archon form is strong. His force walls are just absolutely amazing. Oh. But this Tassadar, it makes sense. I mean, their draft is very open-ended, as I noted, so this can set them up for just... It blocks any sort of like main thing that could really come down out of this draft that maybe catches them off guard, and it's not a bad idea. But these guys, they are just screaming for the Butcher, and I don't know, like... The thing with the Butcher is that he's so telegraphed that with a Stukov, I would be a little bit afraid, as well as an ETC for the knockback. Like, yeah, you'll get on the person, but then you have the knockback right away. Butcher Lunara Thrall? What is this? Isn't quick match. Sonya and Li Ming.
Blades are yours.
Sonya for the solo lane. Who's going to be their damage in the 4-man? Now, I'm curious to see where they're going to pick up for the solo lane, because I've often seen in the past, at least casting Alaska, I don't remember them playing Greymane as a solo laner very often. So I'm assuming, coming out from their draft, that they're going to be having another solo laner. Zagara is a potential pickup here. Sylvanas is an option. I mean, Murky's a choice. Like, I mean, how crazy? I mean, Twitch chat, you're already talking about Butcher. Let's talk about some Murky, because last time I mean, Dragonshire, last time I casted these guys, they played a Murky, and it was a 2-death Murky, and so that's 0.5 deaths. Sorry, I've been sitting in my chair all day, and I've gotten up. But we do have a Chromie and an Arthas coming out. Backline damage to deal with the backline damage. That Chromie to deal with the Li Ming, as well as just the overall poke onto the Immortal, and just poke in lane. Like, you guys really think fresh meat? You really think last slot fresh meat? I know you guys are a little bit behind on a delay. Does Bahamut need to know about Butcher? No, I don't need to know about Butcher. I would prefer not to know about Butcher. Oh, please don't put a Butcher into this game. I mean, okay. I was like, it makes more like please, Gina Butcher. No, thank you, no thank you. Meat locker combo. I mean, you can't knock things that don't work, but I mean, like, outside of quick match, I don't know. What if you're the top 3 Butcher Nene? Is someone on the team like a top something whatever? Either way, let's get into this matchup. I am just, you guys kill me. Alright, and on the right-hand side, we are going to have Dad Force with Velvet on that Rhaegar. Big Beard will be on the Li Ming. Ben will be on that Muradin. We'll have Kurt Dog on the Artanis, and Mango on that Sonya. On the left-hand side, we are going to have Sierra. We're going to have Alaska with Sierras on the Arthas. We will have Hedgie on that Greymane. We're going to go ahead and bubble this on the ETC. Rexpa on that Chromie. And Varen will be on that Stukov.
Let the battle begin.
So I'm just trying to adjust one thing really quickly. I apologize. Okay, either way, let's get into this matchup. We do have, level 1, we do have the Time Walker's Pursuit being picked up from Chromie. Looks like we will get a combo out onto Ben. Will not connect, though. We do just have at this point a small skirmish starting out here in this bottom lane, and it looks like we're going to be having Arthas going up against Sonya into the top. And so that's going to be just the starting of that matchup. So we'll pretty much be focusing down here into this bottom lane. This is going to be where really the fun is going to be until basically for the next minute and 5 seconds. This will be our back and forth lane where we'll actually see the potential fight. And we actually have Sonya diving in a little bit deep there onto that top lane into Sierras. Definitely pushing in that top lane and being very aggressive into him. It looks like we do have a little bit, just it's wave clear at this point. Realistically, these teams are just going to go back and forth. But we can talk about this last pick, Artanis. Actually swap going out. Doesn't connect, and that's actually one of the things that I'm most interested about. This is displacement from him into that backline of the Rexpo will be really it'll be quite a nuisance. So that's going to be really powerful for them, as well as just the fact of just the blind during the burn. We will have another swap go out, will not connect. It looks like, though, we do just have this back and forth is going to be happening, and realistically, we do have a power slide onto a backline. A little bit of damage is going to be going out. A huge silence underneath Bubble this. Looks like some of the members will dive onto him, and he will be dying here. Do have a little bit of damage going out onto Big Beard from Hedgie, but at this point it looks like they're going to go ahead and disengage, and that is going to be first blood of the game going over to Dadforce. Looks like they're going to go ahead and actually aggress straight onto the Immortal of Alaska and just push onto this and definitely try and get a kill. A huge swap onto Sierras here. It looks like he will just try and rotate back towards his team. There is a silence going to go out onto quite a few of the members. They do get a kill onto the Li Ming into that backline. We'll have Hedgie rotating away here at this point. Rexpa trying to get some damage. Power slide out from Bubble this. They will start to block Mango here. Looks like he will be able to. Nope, he will be dying to Chromie. And so that will be 2 kills going over to Alaska. And with that, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them. And they have exactly that. They have Hedgie rotating down onto this Immortal. Going to go ahead and burn that down. They're also dedicating a few of the members actually back towards theirs, making sure that they just save this and don't have too much of the shield being brought down. Stun does go out from Ben here. We do have him trying to get into that backline. Going to chase out Rexpa. Going to get another stack. And we're just currently, just to note here really quickly, he's currently at 22 stacks at under 3 minutes. So we have a swap actually going on into Rexpa here. He is in a huge amount of trouble. We do have a power slide on from Bubble this, but there was nothing he could have done there. And it looks like Sears might be the next one to fall. Knockback from Bubble this. There is no swap follow-up. Sears will be able to get out of there. That is going to be the halfway mark for these Immortals. They're going to go ahead on the side of Dadforce and protect with the majority of their... No, actually, they're going to go burn with the majority of their members and protect with just a couple. Bubble this will go ahead and just start to get onto this point, making sure that he actually power slides on one of the members. Kurtdog going to be getting dove on here a little bit by Hedgie. They're going to have to start backing up once a few of the members start to get in position. Now, Li Ming is back from death. It's something we have to note here, but at the same time, look at this Immortal being burned down. This looks like it's actually going to go over to Alaska, but they actually power slide out, and they have a few members still dedicated. They burn down the Immortal, but Ben a little bit low here. Bubble this does not have the mana for a follow-up. Ben doesn't have the mana for a fight either. Mango will take a little bit of damage from Rexpa there, and just noting really quickly, he's nearing the halfway mark of the Sandblast trait. So we have the first Immortal here going to be walking down this top lane. It's got a little bit of a shield. We'll get a little bit of value here, but unless they get as long as Dadforce plays safe here, they poke damage out with that Li Ming, which is really good. It was a really good pickup from them because of that fact that they can get this poke damage out. They've already have their Immortal moving into melee range. It's just going to get this gate. Typically, this is mostly what we see. Alaska could be a little aggressive here. We have seen that from them in the past. Looks like they will be getting the well at this point, though. Going to drop a little bit of sand into that backline from Rexpa. Gonna just be getting a little bit of damage under a few of these members. They lose the well, nothing too big. The swap does go out, but it does not connect onto Hedgie, which I believe was the intended target. And meanwhile, though, just to note really quickly, in bottom lane, we currently have Mango going up against Sierras once again. Looks like it's just going to be a no big deal back and forth. And this is where the party is going to be, in this top lane area. We do have a dive in from Ben here. Knockback from Bubble this. Going to have to start to walk out. Going to actually get into one of the time traps from Rex, but not going to have a follow-up onto that. But at this point, we still have this top lane starting to be held over by Alaska. There will be the Time Walker's Pursuit able to provide a good amount of vision for the enemy team. Peeking into this bottom lane here, we do have Mango just pushing into this quite a bit. Sierra's just playing by the gate. Safe here in the top lane. We do have a little bit of a fight starting up. Ben taking a little bit of damage there. I do apologize. It looks like we do actually have just 7s picked up, and nothing too crazy at this point. It's just everyone's waiting for the Immortal, and I believe we have another minute, if I'm not mistaken. till the Immortals should be popping up. We do have Li Ming, just Big Beard trying to throw out that damage, making sure that he just keeps Alaska back, making sure they're not going to get any sort of shots off from this fort, or just even pushing up the lane and just making sure this stays right around mid. And they're doing a very good job of that. Their composition is very, very strong for this exact thing, that they can just stay here and do this. But Power Slide's going to go out from Bubble. This will just knock around Ben and Kurt Dog, but they'll just back off at this point. The swap does not connect onto any of the members. Looks like we will have Rexpa just going ahead and just getting a little bit of damage out here, and that is going to be the Immortal popping up in the next 10 seconds. We do currently have Hedgie working on this camp to just try and push this into the bottom lane as the Immortals will be spawning. That's going to be very good time from them. He will have to hard, so that will delay him a little bit from getting on to this point. Okay, looks like he does see that the enemy team is right there, so they're going to go ahead and back off right away. But we do have a Howling Blast coming out from Sierras. There is the Cleanse as well, and there's quite a few members of the enemy team. We actually have Arthas falling quite early in this engagement, and I think that might have been a little bit of a downfall of this, so they're going to have to wait 15 seconds for him to come back. I don't really think they can take this. Rexpa will go ahead and just try and poke in some damage here, but this is definitely going to be burned down on the side of Dad Force here, and this is potential for their first Punisher. Sierras is just getting back at this point. Do have a swap out from Kurt Dog, will not connect. They do dive right onto the Immortal. We do have Bubble This diving into that backline, trying to get a bunch of damage out. Hedgie going to dive in as well. We do have Sonya spinning to try and stay alive. We do have 100 health on her left. She will be getting killed at this point, so that will be the first one to die at this point. Kurt Dog going to be taking quite a bit of damage, but he will be getting the counter kill onto Hedgie at that point. And now we have, with 1-for-1 kill, they will be backing off, and Big Beard is, being pinged for danger, and that's exactly it. Now, the one thing we have to note here is Hedgie picked this up before the Immortals spawned, and this is exactly what's happening. I believe this gate was completely full, and now it's completely worked that down. It finally gets cleared out by the cannon, and they're going to go ahead and just get a little bit of experience value on the side of Alaska. They potentially... Okay, I was like, that's very aggressive. Okay. These guys... NGS is a party hero, Ficio. Welcome to the party. We do already have Mango going ahead and getting that. Looks like they will scout that out with the Time Walker's Pursuit. We do actually have the entire team just diving. They do get the Howling Blast. They don't go ahead and confirm it, though. But meanwhile, we do also have Hedgie onto the opposing team, onto the Dad Force Immortals. So they're going to go ahead with that, jump right onto theirs, and we're going to go ahead and see a potential fight onto this. We do have Kurt Dog taking quite a bit of damage. He will be falling here really early in this fight. Mango taking quite a bit himself. We do have Sierras taking a whole lot of damage, but he will not be falling. Velvet is stuck in the slowing sands. Mango is zoned away, and they save over their Immortal. Ben's going to hop away, and they only lose the Artanis. And the crazy thing is that Alaska saved their Immortal. I really did not think that was going to be happening. Meanwhile, also the other thing to note here is that Rexpa has 60 stacks. We do have Mango trying to dive in here, trying to burn this down before Hedgie can do it himself. They are going to make... That will be Sonya dying, and that's not the best time because now they have an Immortal walking down the lane. That's 10s given over to Alaska. Now, they did get this top lane push, as we noted. So this looks like it's going to be pushing in quite a bit. The same amount as we saw it doing in bottom lane here. If it goes unattended, we will have Sierras going up into that top lane. That is exactly where Sonya would be going anyways to be getting the split soaking. She will be spawning right now, so that will be, she'll be going... Actually, no, she's going right into the bottom lane. So they're going to do a huge defense. We do have a jump into the backline from Ben here. Power slide out from Bubble. This actually is separating a few of the members away. There is the time trap onto Velvet. And that's just going to be the fort falling at this point. They're going to back off, and that's completely... Actually, huge dive in. Actually, a couple of the members going to get pulled in. They're going to get flailing swiped into the wall. There's the blind out from Artanis. Ben going to get the stun onto one of the members, but ETC is just able to get out of here without a problem. Meanwhile, we do have Rexpa just kind of throwing a bunch of this damage into that back as they're just kind of walking out of here. And the other thing to note, too, is that Sierras has been just pushing top lane. He went ahead and just got this fort down a little bit. They're going to start rotating as they left this lane. They called out to his teammate and said, they're missing, back off. He backed off, and look at this. They show up in lane. He's safe and sound. They go ahead and they pick up this bottom siege camp on the side of Alaska. Li Ming potentially getting caught out in this bush. Nope. Okay, they don't check it, so they're good. But at this point, they're realistically just looking to push this up and open this bottom keep gate up a little bit. They're also, they're really, I think they're just walking this up, but it does pull the majority of Dadforce into this lane. You can already see the response from the team is a 5-man response. And Alaska, they just walk away. It looks like Hedgie will start to wander over towards this camp. I do believe we have Immortals coming up in 30? I believe it is that. Either way, it looks like it's going to be having this top lane is going to be pushed in by Bubbledis and Sierras. But this camp, they're going to try and invade, but they're just going to burn it down really quickly. They actually get a huge slow into a couple of the members. They're not really positioned too well for this. Velvet going to be taking quite a bit of damage. He will be the first one to fall in this situation. Ben going to be the next one as well. So far into the back lane, we also have Mango being chased here. And the leap is out, and that will give them a little bit of time. And there's our 30 seconds right there. Actually, I was a little bit early, but that will be Li Ming falling. Now, all these members will be spawning just as the Immortal gets up. So this will realistically give Alaska the ability to open up this top lane. They're definitely going to be getting a fort here. We can already see the aggression from Bubbledis, Sierras, and Varen. So they're going to be getting this fort. That also will be, you already see Hedgie postured up in this lane, making sure that he scouts out if anyone sets up, as well as just making sure that he's just ready to go ahead and pick up the Immortal with his team. They go ahead and they're already postured up. They rotate right to it, and they start to burn this down. Now, they can dedicate a couple members on the side of Dadforce to this and start to burn it down themselves, but they need to play a little safe because they don't have 13s. It's not the end-all be-all, like you'll win or lose the fight with 13s, but it definitely gives you advantage. We actually have Ben going to get scouted out here. Going to take quite a bit of damage. He will jump out. There's a huge slowing stand on a few of the members. Mosh onto 3 of the members here. There's the time trap onto Murden, so he isn't able to interrupt it, and that is going to be 2 of the members dying during that mosh. We actually have Sonya falling in the back lane. Now, Velvet is going to be chased. Ben potentially going to be falling here as well. We have the knockback from Bubbledis. The Ancestral Healing goes on to Ben. He will get a second health bar, and he will pop Avatar. He won't get the hop over the wall. That is going to be Ben falling, and that is going to be Alaska going for keep. Okay, they're going to okay, so they're going to put Hedgie onto the Immortal. He'll slowly burn this down while the rest of the team is going to be opening up this top lane, working on the keep, and just continue to keep the experience difference just huge. Actually, no, they're not going to go. Okay, dead timers are still way too low. I'm just too excited about this. I'm like, well, are they keep calling? Like, this is insane. They're going to go ahead and steal away this camp, though, at this point. With a 3-level lead, just about 2.5-ish. You know, they can kind of posture this aggressively, and, you know, Dadforce, they can go in and take a fight here. The knockback from Bubbledis will go ahead, make sure they confirm that camp, and this will be 100% or 99.9% shielded Immortal. I think Big Beard got a couple shots onto him there. It looks like they will spread the pustule around before this fight, get healed up, get those regen globes, and go ahead and start to just push into this bottom lane with this Immortal. All right, and this is pretty much the do or die situation. This could potentially be game ending. They do have the slowing sands over the wall, which will kind of slow down the team from just getting the poke out, as well as, I mean, it's mostly just Li Ming, and they're bodying quite a bit of damage of this from Bubbledis and Sierras. Rexpo will be getting just those pokes, sandblasts out. We do have Dragon's Eye going out as well, and that's going to be 16s to 13s on this for these teams, and it's a 3-level difference currently and a talent tier difference, and this is going to be a little difficult for this defense. They definitely have the poke. You know, they have the poke for it. It's just if they can play the safe and then not get picked off, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. We do have Kurtog taking quite a bit of damage here, going to be trying to drop in onto Varen. We do have the blind going out as well. Sonya will be falling. Rexpa going to be utilizing that time trap, but actually falling from Li Ming's push there. We do actually have a power slide in from Bubbledis. He gets the mosh pit onto a couple members as they're trying to go into the Hall of Storms. They do get those 2 kills, and this Immortal is currently pushing onto the keep. It looks like the rest of the teams will... Oh, we do actually have Ben diving in here trying to get the kill, and it looks like Alaska is just focusing onto the keep, and they are going to be ending this. They will be ending this matchup 2-1. GG. Well played.